Gentlemen, today is the solar eclipse day. Surya Grahan, partial solar eclipse. Either ways, visible, not visible in this country, that country, doesn't matter. It will impact everybody, each one of you and me too. All right. So, therefore, today is the video for all 12 ascendants. This must be seen from your Lagna rising sign, your ascendant sign, and not the moon sign. But before that, here is the announcement for my India trip, which I already gave for the lunar eclipse video. So I will be in India from October this year till February next year, 2026. From 13th to 11th October, I'll be in Mumbai. And from 27th October till 25th of November, I will be in Delhi. And yes, 1st December to 15th of January next year, I'll be in Guwahati, my hometown. And the slots for Mumbai are already closed. But in case you still want to approach me for a personalized consultation in New Delhi or in Guwahati, or in worst case, under extreme emergency related situation, if you still want to approach me in Mumbai, then please send me an email at the earliest at exoticastrology@gmail.com. There are early bird offers, discounts till 30th September, 30th of this month. We are still 9 days away from it. So if you want to avail the early bird offer, please send me an email at the earliest. My team will get back to you. All right. So this eclipse is very powerful because this is opposed directly by Saturn. Yes, 4 degrees from Pisces. Saturn and Virgo and Pisces, they're opposite. So Saturn is in the sign of Pisces, as you know, and Virgo is the opposite, 7 houses. So that means Saturn is directly aspecting. It is almost around the same degrees, right? 4 degrees. So this is very powerful because this means there will be major achievements, which means there will be good news, or there will be bad news. There will be major punishments. Now, please understand, Rahu and Ketu are always involved in such eclipses, right? Without them, there is no conception of eclipse. So therefore, whenever eclipses happen, there are new beginnings. Now, whenever people hear new beginnings, they become very excited because they think something good is going to happen, which is okay. No, nothing wrong in being excited, but it may not always be the case. Or it may be like you have new beginnings, but there are endings. So there are endings and then there are new beginnings. Okay, so either ways, depending on your Mahadasha, your Antardasha, it will be decided what it is. And please understand, this eclipse is in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. So Uttar Falguni Nakshatra represents bonds, collaborations, contracts, deals, negotiations, and anything that you do together with at least one more person. There could be more than one people also, but at least one person apart from you should be involved in this. Okay, so therefore, if you feel that you need to do something together in that area where Virgo is placed in your chart. So, for example, if Virgo is placed in your 10th house, then maybe some business partnership. Okay, this is just an example. It could mean anything. It could mean like within your company as an employee, you are collaborating with another colleague or with another team. Okay, so depending on the dashas, it will be decided what will be the extent of your collaboration. Okay, so therefore, wherever Virgo falls in your chart, depending on your Lagna, your rising sign, your ascendant, that is where you need to check, because that is where the impact will come. The impact will be related to the houses which Virgo represents, the house, the significations. Okay, so as I said, for 10th house, it is name, fame, power, position, authority, doing something at a bigger scale. So that is exactly what we are going to discuss today for every ascendant. So before you go to your ascendant, please understand, this is not about doing things yourself. This is about doing things together with somebody else. So therefore, if you really want to harness the power of this eclipse, then you got to stop doing everything yourself. You need to collaborate. You need to do things together, because Uttar Falguni Nakshatra only gives you success if you do things together. Otherwise, yeah, there's a proverb, right? If you want to go fast, travel alone. If you want to go far, then travel together. Okay. So therefore, think of ways by which you can collaborate with somebody. So if Virgo is falling in your 3rd house, then you can do some collaboration in social media. Okay. So 4th house, as you know, education, could be property related matters. Okay. So at least there should be another one person, and then your game will go to the next level. You will take your game very high. Okay, so therefore, please understand the thrust of this eclipse is to bond with somebody, and bonding involves negotiations, involves contracts, deals. So therefore, it is possible that you might have to also sign some deal with somebody. Okay, so it might be possible, like, it does not just happen through word of mouth. You might have to also do some formal contract, and that's perfectly fine. It does not have to be a legal contract, but yeah, it has to be something formal. Okay, there has to be a contract. Of course, you may not notarize it. I am not saying you have to go to the notary and get a notary seal or something like that. But yeah, you might still need to do it if the matter is big, wherever property or company assets and all these things are involved. So therefore, either ways, please understand, now your job is to go to the next level. So please play the game appropriately and always try to collaborate. Okay, that is the best thing you can do. And as always, God is there with you all the time. Just look to Him and you will find Him. And if you want a personalized online horoscope consultation from me, you can always go to my website down in the description section. And if you're new, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Oops, before that, please subscribe. And also, please comment down your views, your thoughts, your ideas, and your aspirations. Which house does Virgo fall as per your ascendant from your Lagna, your rising sign, your first house? And what do you want to do? How do you wish to collaborate in that? Because see, there are 12 ascendants, and imagine everybody from a particular ascendant is writing, I am this ascendant, not I'm that ascendant. I wish to collaborate like this. For me, Virgo is second house, third house, fourth house. I wish to collaborate like that. So by that, what will happen is, if somebody has Virgo in a particular house but does not know how to do any collaboration, they may good ideas. So your ideas may be life changing, not for you only, but for others also. So therefore, please write it down in the comments. All right. So now let us move to the ascendants. So first, as usual, always we start with Aries, right? So for Aries, this eclipse is happening in your sixth house. Very, very, very powerful eclipse, because uh, sixth house represents enemies. So this means you will either crush enemies or you might be crushed by enemies. Okay. So either ways, the dashas will decide, which means if your dasha is powerful, then you will go and crush your enemies. If your dasha is bad, then you may be crushed by your enemies. Whatever happens, please accept it. Accept it as your karma. Okay. Now, accepting does not mean, oh, yeah, just accept it and do nothing. I'm not saying that. But try your best. Even after doing everything, if nothing happens, accept it. Okay. Because eclipses bring fated events. Okay. So, on the positive side, there could be new beginnings for health. So if you want to take care of your health, or maybe you will have to, there could be something. So you may be forced to take care of your health. So there could be opportunities to improve your health and also offer services to others, as sixth house is seva also, and also to change your daily routine. So on a day-to-day basis, what are you doing, right? So that's what the sixth house is. So if you feel your routines are not structured, there is no proper planning, then this is not nice, this is not good, this is terrible, because then you may fall prey to diseases, you may fall prey to, yeah, problems, legalities, all this nonsense. Okay, so therefore, please understand, this is a great opportunity to bring your life in order. Sixth house shows the shudderipus: lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion. Kama, no, kama is, as you know, lust, right? So depending on what planet is there in your sixth house, it may be decided like which anatha you have, Kam, Krodh, then Lobh, Moha, Mada, Matsalya. We know which planet represents which anatha, right? So therefore, try to control your weaknesses. And the more you control your weaknesses by doing spiritual practices, the more you will be in line with your schedule, the more you will have a good routine. Okay. So this is also a good period to pay off some loan, like, debts, and to settle legal matters and disputes. And yes, this could be a good opportunity for you to find a new job or leave a particular domain and start something else altogether. Okay. And Saturn is opposite in Pisces, so there could be some expenses. So be careful of that. And please understand that This is the time to develop discipline, diet, fitness, work, and be careful of enemies, because sixth house represents, hidden enemies. So don't neglect your enemies. If you see somebody is spreading misinformation against you, take action immediately and confront the person. Okay. And then also don't neglect your health. So be a bit serious about life the next 6 months and deal with maturity. This eclipse will help you to get things in order, to get your act together. Okay. Thank you. Take care. All right. Now we go to Taurus. For Taurus, this is in the fifth house. This eclipse, fifth house is children. So if you're married, congratulations, time to have children. And if you're not married, if you don't even have a relationship, if you are single, then maybe this is a good period to have a relationship, depending on your chart, depending on your dashas. Okay. So if your Mahadasha, Antardasha, they are supportive of relationships, then this is a period where you might meet somebody and fall in love and get into a relationship. Or if the dasha is not indicating relationships, fifth house in general will indicate creativity. So therefore, this is a good period for developing, new projects, creative projects, anything related to children also. Okay, because fifth house is children. So children, creativity, love, romance, and yeah. So depending on your dashas, also it will be decided. For example, if you are running Venus dasha, so then there are chances you might be interested in painting, or you might want to become a chef. Okay. Along with that, in your date of birth, if you have 6, then the chances of this happening are even higher. If you have 2, then also it is good enough. And fifth house also is speculation, right? Speculative investments, stock market, crypto, and all this. So you might be interested in investments or speculative gains, trading, and all this. Um, and also, Saturn is in your 11th house. So you need to understand that because of Saturn in 11, the gains might be a bit delayed. So you may feel like, the social circle is overburdening you a bit with responsibilities, or yeah, with things that you don't want to do. Okay. Because when Saturn is in 11 aspecting this eclipse degree and the sign, then what happens is you may be forced to do things even if you don't like. Okay, some friend may drag you to some creative event, that could also be a possibility. But there could be delays and burdens, from friend circles. This is something you need to be aware of. So the best thing you can do is to align yourself with the long term, with your own long term goals, which means you are here now, you have a short term goal, and you have a goal like, for example, 20 years, 30 years. So how do you align your present to align to match with something that you want to do for the next 20, 30 years? Okay. And fifth house is also intelligence. It is also Guru Diksha. So this is a great time to do spiritual practices also. And anywhere you need to use your creativity, it is not just your hobby, even in your profession you can use it. Okay, like you are into IT, you can go into front end, you can use AI designing, or if you are into real estate, you can do interior design. Either ways. Okay, so whichever domain you are, try your best to do creative work there, and this will be a great period for you, Taurus. All right, so utilize this period. All the best. Take care. All right, now we go to Gemini. So for Gemini, this is in your fourth house, directly opposite of Saturn in the 10th house, right? What is this fourth house eclipse? Fourth house eclipse. It can be a difficult one for your mental health, but it depends on your dasha. So let me explain. If in your Mahadasha or in your Antardasha, you are running dashas of planets which are associated with either the 8th or the 12th. So for example, you you are running, suppose, Mars Mahadasha. Mars is placed in the 8th house. Okay. And you are running Venus Antardasha, and Venus is placed in the 12th house. Then this eclipse can be a bit tough on you, on your mental health specifically. Okay. So therefore, and if you have good planetary dashas, if you have planetary dashas of the 10th house, then it can mean you are doing something related to the 4th house in your career. So it could be you are gaining some skill, education, knowledge, or it could be you are entering into real estate, or it could mean you are buying your first property, first, second, third, or whatever. It could be any number. Depending on your chart, of course. But yeah, either ways, it will be decided. And if you are a generic student, then this is a good period for you to go into depth of things, because Fourth house is Vidya, it is knowledge, right? So therefore, if you can go into deeper, uh, yeah, deeper aspects of your subject, that's perfectly well suited for this period. And in general, your relationship with your mother could be a bit rocky during this period. So therefore, this is a good time to invest in the relationship that you have with your mother. Either it's good or bad, of course, that your chart will say, or you may know it yourself, of course. But please understand, no matter how good or how bad is, there is always scope for improvement, right? Unless your mother is like a very bad person, which, yeah, most mothers are not, luckily. So therefore, if you can improve your relationship, make efforts and try to improve. You can also do interior design for your own house. You can buy a vehicle if Venus Antardasha Mahadasha is involved. You can buy vehicle. If Saturn Mars is involved, then it will be property. But either ways, it's a good time to invest in land, vehicles, or to yeah, bring some charm into your own house. Okay, and because of Saturn in the 10th, the final results that you see, there could be some delays. Okay, so you need to be a bit patient. And your relationship with your relationship with your mother may require some more energy and effort. Okay, so some health problem your mother might face if in her chart there is a problem in her health. Okay, so therefore look for comfort, look for work life balance, do your best, don't expect much from people, and focus on your mother. And at the end, learn and upgrade yourself. Fourth house is knowledge. Take care. All right, we go to Cancer now. For Cancer, Virgo is in the third house. Third house, best house in Kali, right? 2025. No. Well, it is one of the very good houses because the third house is the house of social media. So therefore, if you want to open a YouTube channel, if you want to get into Instagram, oh, but I'm already in social media. What to do? Well, then maybe it's time to put more energy. That's it. End of the story. If you are not, then enter. If you are already there, put more energy. Simple. Life is simple. Okay. No complication. And third house in general shows, yeah, courage to start something new in life. So it could be like courage to start new projects, to start writing, traveling, speaking. Third house is short distance travel also. Okay. And also, as I said, content creation. So, but before you create content, you need to have some content within, right? Otherwise, what happens is you will just blabber. Okay, so that means Saturn is in your ninth house. So from there, he's aspecting this eclipse. So therefore, this means your focus should not only be in speaking, on writing, on posting, okay, or posting in social media, posting or boasting. Your focus also should be in taking knowledge, because if you don't hear properly from people who are more experienced than you will not be able to speak. That's imperative. Okay. So therefore, third house will open new beginnings for you. Depending on your chart, it will be decided what the new beginnings will be. And if your chart is indicating a prominent dasha of the sixth house, 10th house, or the 11th house, you can also appear for interviews. Third house shows interviews, interview preparations. It can be good for you. And third house also shows younger siblings, right? So siblings or short journeys may open new doors. So short business trip or something like that could be good for you. And Saturn from the ninth might challenge your long-term vision. Okay. Like for example, you are doing certain things at the moment, but suddenly you start doubting yourself. Like, why am I doing all this? Will this have any impact? Something like self, I won't say self-doubt, but it is like self-introspection. So therefore, can if you actually believe in what you if you strongly believe what you believe, like not just superficial, you strongly believe it, okay, then this is a great period for more introspection, and your communication skills will improve. But again, if your dashas are bad, then you need to understand there can be miscommunication. Okay, so if you are interacting with somebody regularly, or especially somebody like your boss or parents, elders, be a bit careful. Okay, and of course, third house is also the house of prostitution. So yeah, please keep a check on your anarthas, especially your lust. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care, Cancer. All right, we go to Leo. Leo Lagna, what is going on for you? This is in your second house, the home of the sun, the king. Leo, it's your sign, right? Oh, but the eclipse is in your second house. The second house is your family belongings. What do you think of yourself? That is the second house, right? So your self-esteem, your self-worth, anything that you think you own is the second house. So if you own family, if you have good relationships with your family members, then they are your second house. If you have good relationship with your friends, then they can also come under second house. Okay. It does not, it just does not have to be the family, yeah, the blood lineage, or it can be anybody. But generally it shows your family, and it also shows your finances, your savings, right? Fixed deposits, oh no, investments, well, everything, all investments, all fixed deposits, bank accounts, real estate, crypto, everything combined is the second house. So there could be new financial beginnings, so there could be new job, or you may sell some property and put money in the bank, or sell some of your shares and buy property. So this shuffling could go on. You could also buy gold, and there could be a shift in family dynamics. And if your dasha is indicating the seventh house, mahadasha, antardasha, both, then there could be marriage if you are not married. And if you are already married, then this could be a time for you to have children also. Okay. And second house is also your speech. So now maybe it's a good time to refine your speech. And now it's a great time to fix problems within your career, your financial situation, and also your family. So if there is something which you need to rectify in your career, then don't wait, just do it. And if there's something you need to do in terms of your family life, family means your spouse, children, parents, in-laws, everybody is included in the second house, then this is good. Okay. But don't forget, Saturn is in the eighth house, so don't do anything shady. You will fall into trap. There could be audit, or like, yeah, there could be raids or something like that. Okay. So just be aware of it. And yeah, stay away from black money, all these shady practices. Okay. Stay away from gambling, like, anything to do quickly. Okay. Stay away from taking loan and investing it into penny stocks, or meme coins. Don't do all these things. And you might also get money from expected or unexpected sources. Some bonus may come, or some money may be lost also. So you need to be careful with that also. Okay. But you got to develop your sense of responsibility for money and family. That's very important. And karma with your in-laws may be a bit surfacing in the background. So therefore, yeah, if there are shared finances, then be careful. All right. So take care of your money, take care of your family. Take care, Leo. All right, now we go to Virgo. So for Virgo, this eclipse is directly in your ascendant, the first house. Ooh, that's a powerful one, right? Yes, indeed. First house eclipses, yeah, quite strong. Either good or bad, they are very strong. Okay. So before I go into this, you need to understand that no matter how this period is, good or bad, that will depend on your Mahadasha, Antardasha. But it will be intense. So that means inherently, irrespective of the fact it is mediocre, good, very good, excellent, bad, very bad, worst, you must do spiritual practices. Otherwise, what will happen is you will be overwhelmed. Okay, you will be like, "Ah, I can't deal with all this." Even if good things happen, you will feel like, "Ah, it's too much." Why? Because Saturn from your seventh house is aspecting this. So don't think it will be just a thing, just an eclipse. Oh yeah, this will happen, that will happen. No, whatever happens will come with a price tag. Okay, and it will be much more than you expected. Okay. All right. So there could be a big reset within you, like a personal reset, which means your thought process might change, your life can change. Like, yeah, 180-degree, 360-degree, whatever, 90-degree. Okay. 270-degree, there would be any major change in your life. Now what that is, that will depend on your chart, but it is like saying a new life is coming to you. So your identity, your physical identity, your mental identity, intellectual identity, they may undergo some change, and you might be forced to realign. Okay. And now it is the best period for you to define who you are, what do you stand for. And this is very important. And because of Saturn aspecting this eclipse from the seventh house, you may suddenly feel like, yeah, relationships are becoming a bit harder. Okay. So maybe you might have to think a bit about others also, because with this eclipse in the first house, You may think too much about yourself, which is not nice. Okay. And if overall in your life you have been disciplined and you have worked hard, then there will be great rewards. Depending on your dasha, there could be rewards for your health. You may become more attractive. First house is also your image, which generally comes to profession, so you may get some big success in your career also. Either ways. And if you have been lazy, then there could be punishments. Okay, so be prepared for it if dashas are not good. So therefore, balance is the key, Virgo. So if you want to make the best use of this period, be balanced, don't get into extremities, and do spiritual practices, visit spiritual communities, and at the end, don't lose people, or also don't lose yourself while looking towards others. Okay, Virgo, take care. All right, we go to Libra Lagna, Tula Lagna. What is going on? This eclipse is in your 12th house. 12th house eclipse. Quite powerful one, huh? Really. Saturn is in your 6th house, right? Ah, quite an intense. Two malefic planets, like in the Dusthana houses, more than two actually. So therefore, this is a period where you have to slow down a bit. I don't like to say this, and nobody likes to hear, but you have to slow down. Libra Lagna. If you don't slow down, you will get into trouble. Because what the Dusthana houses do is they may not give you a time to relax. So this is a period, the next 6 months is the best period for inner healing, and also to go to spiritual retreats, or yeah, to go to some foreign land, to some distant place. Okay, maybe to the Himalayan mountains or to some forest, where there is some wellness center, yoga center, whatever is there. But it's time for you to relax. You have fought enough. And now it's the time where you will start a new journey of solitude, journey within. Very, very, very important. And this could be in your country, could be in a foreign land also. But either ways, the destination is not important. The most important thing is you find yourself. Okay, that is very, very, very essential. And Saturn in the 6th can make you work, 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 and work, which means you may overwork and then you may be like completely burnt out. So this is very weird, like, yeah, Saturn is also involved, Rahu Ketu are involved, 6th house is involved, 12th house is involved. So you may be dancing between these two extremes, like hard work, relaxation. So you need to keep some balance, okay? Otherwise, extremities could come. And don't ignore your health, because 12th house, as you know, is hospitalization, 6th house is diseases, right? And of course, you might have to let go of certain things. I hate to say this, but yeah, you might have to, like, yeah, something is gone. Now, what that is, that will depend on your chart. Okay. So therefore, please make sure that you make room for new blessings to come, and you shed your old baggage. Very, very, very important, Libra. Okay. So meditation, charity, mantra meditation, spiritual communities, sleep, very, very, very important. Don't mess with your sleep. So sleep at least 6 to 7 hours, preferably 7 or more. And then do your spiritual practices in the morning. Be detached, learn to let go of things. And apart from this, I see you should also do charity, as I said. The more you give, the more you get back. Okay. Charity of your finances or your time or anything, charity of anything that you love. Okay. So if you can do spiritual practices, you will pass this period, Libra. Take care. All right, we go to Scorpio. Scorpio, this is in your 11th house. Fantastic period. Is it or not? Well, Virgo falls in your 11th house and you have Saturn in the 5th house. This is a very weird situation where your desires are getting fulfilled. You are approaching it, you are reaching it. Yes, 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 it's coming. The desire is getting fulfilled. It's almost there, but still it feels like it is, miles away from me. Why does it feel like that? Because it could be that you might have some unrealistic desires. Okay. So if you have unrealistic desires, which is very hard to admit because most of the people have unrealistic desires, at least in the material realm. Okay. So then if you have unrealistic desires which are not at par with your standards, then you may be frustrated. But If you act properly, then this could be a great period. So on the positive side, you might get a fresh start in networking, in gains, in fulfilling desire. So you may fulfill a particular desire and then you may go to the next desire. Okay. And friendships, social causes, yeah, might come more and more in your life, which means you may become like you may become a bit more extrovert because you are forced to now interact with many people. And you may want to also go towards towards the digital side, in social media and all this. And Saturn in the fifth house will test your creativity, it will test your patience, it will test your commitment for your spiritual life, it will test your love life, it will test all this. Okay. And interactions with your children also, it will test a bit. So if you have built genuine value in your life, because 11th house shows long term values. Okay. Long term work, long term hard work. If you have that, then yeah, you will like this transit. Okay. And as I said in the beginning, if you and on the contrary, if you have not worked hard, if you have like, yeah, you're just there, you're just hovering around, lingering, like loitering, doing nothing, then this will be problematic. So either there will be punishments or rewards. So your desires will either be fulfilled or you'll be very frustrated. So one of the two will happen. And your ego and your pride, yeah, that could also be hampered a bit. Okay. So therefore, don't be proud. Try to put your ego aside. Try to not think in an arrogant way. Okay. And yes, if you don't, then life might humiliate you and you'll be humbled. Okay. So be humble, fulfill your desires, get a new job, marriage, children, everything. 11th house is fulfillment of any desire. So congratulations. Make the best use of this period. Now we go to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, this eclipse is in your 10th house, name, fame, power, position, authority. Oops. So am I becoming famous? That your dasha will tell. But the 10th house will give you a reboot in your profession. So this is a time when you can apply for a new job, a new role, new position, public recognition. You may also get awards if Jupiter, Venus, Mahadasha, Antardasha is there, and if they are well placed, provided. Okay, very careful. If Jupiter, Venus are involved in your dashas and they are well placed in your original birth chart, in your kundli, not in transit, in your own kundli, and you're running their dashas, you may get recognition, prize, awards, all these things. Okay, so yeah, it could be a good time, or this could also be a period where you feel, no, enough is enough. I don't want to stay in this profession anymore. I want to choose a new profession. I want to do something else. Okay. So if you are getting that kind of a vibe, then don't worry, go and leave your job. No, don't do that. What you should do is you should try to do something in parallel gradually, 2 to 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then you can leave your job. Okay. Because as I have predicted already, like by 2030, half of the world population might be jobless, right? Therefore, please understand this is a great period to become self employed, to look towards new skills development, and it will give you a great time to realign with your goals and your ultimate life purpose, because 10th house is your life purpose, right? Could be your soul purpose also. And Saturn in the fourth house may challenge your inner peace. You may become too obsessed with gains, external materialistic gains. So because of that, you may feel, better I work always. So you may become a bit of like workaholic. You may want to not give time to your family, which may be detrimental for your married life or with your relationship, for your relationship with your children or your parents also, right? So therefore, work-life balance is very important. And otherwise, if you don't have work-life balance, your interactions will be very strained. You won't be able to focus at your office work also. Okay. So therefore, this is a very, very, very powerful time because this eclipse is happening in your 10th house. So if you want to do something big, this is the time. So big means a big job. Or as I said, if you want to leave everything and start your own work, own business, you want to become self-employed, freelancer, solopreneur, then also this is the perfect time. Okay. So either ways, this is a good period provided the dashas are also supportive. So do whatever is required and become successful And 10th house is the house of the sun, where the sun gets directional strength. So shine like the sun. All right, take care. We go to Capricorn. Capricorn, what's going on? This eclipse is in a very powerful house, the most powerful of the Trikonas, which is your ninth house. Navam Bhav. Ninth house is the house of God, Guru. It's the house of spiritual wisdom, spiritual knowledge. So, do I need to say anything else? Uh, Yes, maybe. No, maybe. Well, that's the summary. You got to do spiritual practices. You need to explore higher knowledge. You need to travel. You need to connect with your guru. So, your mantra for this transit, the next 6 months, should be to go to the next level. Next level, I don't mean promotion or money or becoming a millionaire or getting married or getting into a relationship or having children or buying property. By next level, I don't mean that. By next level, I mean you have to upgrade yourself internally. Very, very, very important, because if you miss this period, it will be a big loss. Okay, so therefore, self improvement should be your motto. Very, very, very powerful period. Extremely inquisitive. Your behavior should be extremely inquisitive. You should ask the right questions to the right people with the right attitude. So, right questions, right people, right attitude. As Krishna says to Arjun, right? In the Bhagavad Gita, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena seva upadekchanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. That first you render service and then inquire humbly to a enlightened soul, because they have seen the truth, right? This is what Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, there could be a new chapter in your spiritual life. You may get initiation from a guru. You may also do some kind of publishing, and your long term vision might change. And Saturn is in your third house, so it might test your willpower a bit. And therefore, this time you need to understand that no shortcuts will work. And bold moves are required in your education or research, or maybe you could also go to do your masters or PhD postdoc. So some higher education is seen. You might join some mentorship program. You There could be one-to-one mentorship. Either ways, okay. So yeah, bold moves are required. Bold moves. So you need to do anything and everything that takes you to the next level. And ninth house also is your father and your guru, so maybe it's a good time to spend a good time for you to spend more time with your guru, quantitatively, qualitatively, either ways. And if you are unable to meet your guru personally, then yes, in your heart of hearts you can pray to the guru and also take care of your father. There could be some health issues which your father might face, but either ways, nonetheless, that will depend on his chart. But nonetheless, ninth house is the house of upgradation. So become your best version and go to the next level. Take care. Now we go to Aquarius. Aquarius, very, very, very intense transit. Eighth house transit, extremely powerful. This is like a make you or break you eclipse. What do they say? Do or die. It's something like that, in a good or in a bad sense also. Like, if you if you want to know what will be the result of this transit, the answer is simple: transformation. That's the only answer, which means transformation will be the key, is the main key word. So you have to transform yourself, but to transform yourself you have to let go of your bad habits and your weaknesses, okay, which is not very easy. So your job should be to take care of your weaknesses and to exemplify your strengths. Very, very, very important. If you don't do one, if you don't do both together, if you are just doing one, it will not work, okay. So work on your weaknesses, try to nullify them, and also work on your strengths, try to exemplify them. So if you do this too, you will be unstoppable. So there could be psychological um meltdown at times, like you may feel like you are not good enough, things are not nice, others are doing better than you. There could be envy, jealousy, all these things may come, okay. So therefore, there could be some psychological mental distress. There could be financial difficulties also, because it's eighth house, so avoid taking loans and investing it into risky places. Don't do that. And try to do more research, okay. Begin doing more and more research, occult studies. If required, you can also go to therapy. do spiritual practices. Learning occult, it's a perfect period for learning astrology, numerology, palmistry, tarot card reading, Reiki, pranic healing, whatever that inspires you, please do it. Okay. And Saturn in the second house may test your appetite for money. It may kind of tempt you to take too many risks, but it may give you failure there. So be careful with risks, and uh, be careful with your family, because 2-8 axis is the family in-laws axis, right? So you need to watch out a bit. There could be some fights and quarrels with your in-laws. I mean, your family versus your in-laws, and you may be like, what to do in between. Okay. So there could also be issues with your inheritance or insurance. They could surprisingly become very important. So there could be some unearned money, or there could be sudden loss of money also. Okay. Yeah. So the most important thing is to go into depth of things, to do more research, to work on your weaknesses, work on your bad habits. And most important of all of these is to let go of controls. The more you control, the more you'll be frustrated. All right. Take care. All right, we go to Pisces. Pisces Lagna, what is going on? Pisces, this is very interesting. This eclipse is in your seventh house, directly opposite of your ascendant. So this is like saying other people may try to impact you. Yeah, that's it. Positively or negatively, well, that time will tell. But it is a period where you may feel like, yeah, others are overwhelming me. Others are bringing in too many opportunities, or they are taking away my money, taking away my position, taking away my opportunities, taking away my resources. Okay. Yeah. So yes, if you feel like others are, yeah, everybody is like, getting onto your nerves, then take some rest, take some time away. Yes, the next 6 months can be intense in dealing with others, which means you have to reduce your expectations. And of course, if you are single, this could be a great time to look for somebody, arranged marriage wise. And if you are already in a relationship, then maybe this is a period to get married or to start the discussion in that domain. Okay. And if you are looking to start your own business, then this is the perfect period. So you can start your own business. You can also do more collaborations if you already have a business. So there could be, a personal project, professional project. There could be collaboration. And as I said already in the beginning of this entire video, like Uttar Falguni, very, very, very important, right? So more business, more collaborations. And marriage and collaborations will be the highlight for you, because you may enter into this, or unfortunately, if your dashas are not good, you may also split. Okay. So yeah, it depends what is there in your karma, what is there in your chart, what things are indicated in your dashas. Very, very, very important to check the dashas. So without checking dashas, don't come to a final conclusion. And Saturn in the first can test your maturity. Yeah, it can test your identity, your resilience, what you think of yourself, your self-esteem. Like, it can give you some challenges at a mental level. So be a bit prepared for that. So try to balance self-care with also personal relationships. Okay. So this dynamics will be very important. Do you only do what others say, or do you only do what you want to do? So try to keep a balance. Try to keep keep it in between. Okay. Try to negotiate properly. And it may happen that you take too little and you give away too much, or it could be the other way around also. You are taking too much and giving away too little. Okay. So so therefore, keep a balance there. Don't give everything and don't take everything. All right. So therefore, this is a period where you can take your relationships to the next level. So try to bring more commitment, and try to bring more spiritual wisdom into your relationships. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Please take care. Jai Siya Ram.